Welcome back to Bell Ringers. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Philly Jacks.
How's it going, everyone?
We have Marcus up in the corner, and then we have myself. Today we are talking about whatever that was. I don't even know what we just watched. So we're going to talk about this Phillies-Orioles series, which is the worst series I think I've ever watched.
Yeah.
How are you doing, everyone?
Sad. That was hard to watch, that whole series.
I had to watch. I just had to stop watching. I got so sick. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's the worst series I've ever seen in my entire life.
I mean, it's up there.
I know. I was at the 19-3 game. If you look that up, people use a GIF a lot of the time of, I believe it's Rich Doobie waving a white flag. I was there. Phillies lost 19-3, ironically against the Orioles as well. So apparently we don't have much luck against Baltimore. I mean, 1983 World Series as well, we lost to them. So apparently we have no good memories against the Baltimore Orioles.
All right, so the Phillies played a 3-game series. As you can tell, they lost all of those games. And we're going to start with the first game as they lose 10-9 in 10 innings. It takes them 10 innings to play the worst team in baseball. All right, so we're going to go through the scoring summary. So in the bottom of the third, Andrew McCutchen, RBI single, 2-0 Phillies. Bottom of the fifth, Bruce homered. It hit, the second deck where, hangs over. It went, literally right in that corner seat. So it's 3-0 Phillies. Good start. And then we go to the top of the sixth. Nunez singles to left. Santander scores 3-1. Ruiz doubles to left. Nunez scores 3-2. Smith Jr. singles to right. Ruiz scored 3-3. We're out of the sixth. We head to the seventh. Santander singles. I just skipped over one. Alberto doubles to shallow left. Felica scores, and it's 4-3. Orioles now have the lead. Staying in the seventh, Santander singles to shallow right field. Alberto scores 5-3. All right. Bottom of the eighth, Harper homers to left. Literally gets right in the first row. It was very close. 5-5. Segura homers to left right after. 6-5 Phillies. Top of the ninth, Nunez singles to left. Davis scores 6-6. And now we stay in the ninth. Severino pops it up right next to the mound. Hoskins is under it, says I got it. Here comes Segura coming from third, flipping base, running, trips over the mound, yells I got it, and doesn't even catch it. They scored 2 runs, and now it's 8-6. That's Hoskins' ball.
All the way. He was camping under it
100%.
almost the whole time.
I mean, he called him off as well. You can hear him from the start, and I believe he said earlier that he did call it. He just said that he called it a little too early. Segura's got to know, though, that's on the other side of the mound. You got to know where you're going on the baseball field if you're in the major leagues, and apparently Segura doesn't know where he's going. So I'm very disappointed in him. I'm also very disappointed in the decision about Kingery not playing second tonight, but we'll get into that later.
All right, so Girardi, after that game, said that he blames it on the lack of third base experience. Segura should still know, even if you're the shortstop, you should not be running to get that ball.
It was just common sense not to let him catch the ball.
It's a little league play.
And it was funny because I was watching it over and over again. I just see Hector Neris standing right next to us and just looking at the ball and then just seeing it drop and not having a single flinch. He just watched the ball land, and it was hilarious. He was just It
Well,
was
that's
funny.
not Harris's fault necessarily. I mean, the pitchers
It's
are.
not Neris's fault. He should not be
Yeah,
catching that ball. But it was just funny
yeah.
to see him just look at it and just not move. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. Didi Gregorius comes back and singles to center, 2-run score. Now we're 8-8, and we head to the extra innings. New rule with the extra innings is there's a runner on second now. I don't like it.
I hate it.
Yeah, not a fan.
It's not baseball. It's like the shootout in hockey is a skills competition. This is a skills competition to get the runner home from second.
It's
I
so easy. All
absolutely
you
hate.
need to do is hit the ball.
Yeah,
It's like a wiffle ball rule.
yeah.
They literally do that in the minor leagues.
They do. In the minor leagues, I understand it. You're trying to get through games, but when you're trying, I don't know what people are thinking. It's just disappointing to see how the game is changing. A little too much to my liking right now. I mean, I can deal with the DH. I like the DH in the NL. The 7-inning doubleheaders, I understand for the sake of the time, but I
It's
mean,
the
10
seven
inning,
inning games are longer than 9 inning games.
yeah, it feels like that. But just it's so disappointing to see where Manfred is taking the game. I don't think he's doing his job. I think he should resign. Um, we could be headed for another lockout too, which scares me. Because then the Phillies definitely won't get any good bullpen pieces over the offseason if we head for a lockout.
All right, top of the 10th. Second bad play of the game. Okay, so Austin Hayes hits it into center field. Roman Quinn comes running in. If he just lets the ball bounce in front of him, he keeps it in front of him. Little league play once again. The runner at second stays at third. The run probably doesn't score if the Phillies can hold him, which obviously we know that wasn't going to happen because the Phillies bullpen sucks. But if he just bounces it in front of him, we're safe. That's exactly what he doesn't do. He dives out for it, which he should not have done. The ball is a good foot in front of his glove, bounces right over Roman Quinn and heads to the wall, and Austin Hayes has it inside the park home run.
Marcus, you want to start on this one?
Yeah, like it's like if you look at the odds, if he just lets it bounce, most likely the runner's going to stay at third, and they're going to be runners on the corners with no outs. Hopefully the bullpen can pull through. But if he dives for it, it's like a foot away from his glove. And the ball's most likely going to bounce past him, go to the wall, and we see the outcome of that bad decision.
I actually disagree with you. I do think the runner does score on that one. I mean, obviously, Roman Quinn should not have dove for that ball. That's just bad outfield awareness. But with Roman Quinn's arm, I think that runner gets home pretty easily.
Well, at least
At
Hayes
that point,
stays
it's
at
a one-run
first.
game, and Hayes.
Yeah, Hayes stayed at first too.
We ended up scoring a run after that, and the game would have been tied again, and the worst baseball I've ever seen in my life would have continued, which I'm not sure I even would have wanted that, even if the Phillies won. It's pretty disgusting at this point. Tonight was the night where it went from disappointing to just sad for me, where it's just like you expect the Phillies to do this at this point. There's so much hope at the beginning of the season. And then you watch the first game, and they lose.
Joe Girardi's going to come in and change everything. That's what they all said.
You lose to the Marlins, and then you're just reminded of how bad this team really is and how they just cannot get anything right ever. And it's just so deflating as a fan. Thank goodness we have the Flyers.
Yeah.
No one is good. It's funny because the thing I'm looking at, it says that it was the inside the park home run, and then they say 284 feet.
Crazy.
All right, bottom of the 10th inning, Jay Bruce singles, Segura scores 10-9. That's how the game ends. Phillies lose 10-9 to the flipping ball. They may have the best logo in baseball.
They have a nice stadium. That's about
and the
it.
best stadium. But holy crap, Philly Jack just put on his Orioles hat. I mean,
At this point, I might as
Baltimore
well root for them, right?
soon. If you had to change your name to Baltimore Jacks, would it be Balti Sacks or just Balt? Or just Baltimore?
I'd have to go Baltimore. I don't really think there's a nickname for Baltimore.
All right, McCutcheon goes 1 for 4. He has 2 RBIs. Quinn goes 0 for 2. Hoskins goes 2 for 6. What is up with Rhys Hoskins? We'll get to that in a second. Bryce Harper goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Ramito goes 0 for 3. Gregorius goes 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Segura goes 1 for 4 with 1 RBI. Bruce goes 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Kingley goes 0 for 5. Hazy goes 0 for 3. Gosson goes 1 for 1. And that is your starting hitters. Wheeler was the starter. He went 5.2 innings. He had 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Morgan came in and pitched .1 of an inning. 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, and 1 strikeout. Tommy Hunter comes in for an inning, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 0 walks, and 1 strikeout. Alvarez comes in for an inning. He gets up 1 hit, 0 of everything else. Neres comes in for an inning. 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And Guria, if I said that wrong, I'm sorry. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 0 walks, and 0 strikeouts. And that's your pitching.
Garbage.
Pitcher was bad.
Horrible.
Every pitcher was bad. I don't know if it was this game. Yeah, I think it was this game where the Orioles tried to steal home. I think it was Alvarez inning. And Alvarez pitches it. He comes in to get the ball. Here comes, I forget who it was. Orioles comes racing in from third base. Alvarez, Ramita goes back to Alvarez. Alvarez barehands him, which is a good move. But he airs it out to Ramito. It literally gets a good. It looks like he's playing basketball. He's like, that's a bad throw. They get the out. They have to review it. They call it safe, but they review it. They get the out, which is good. But I don't like the Alvarez move. They're airing it out.
Well, that's just called stealing home on the pitcher. I mean, Alvarez, the runner on third was obviously able to time Alvarez and see that he was probably turning his back to home, which don't do if you're a pitcher. And, you know, he has the green light, obviously, to go. And that's just called reading a pitcher. And he did it to perfection there. And we're lucky we got the out. But it's just bad. Like, Brian Price, what are you telling those guys out on the mound? You telling them jokes at this point to just try to cheer them up because you know they're gonna just get destroyed? It's worthless at this point.
All right, let's recap Friday's loss. No, Tuesday or Monday. I don't even know anymore. I mean, Tuesday. It was horrible. It was flat out horrible. Tuesday night. Let's move on.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to Wednesday. A little less runs. But, of course, they still lose 5-4. This is what I like to call the Andrew Knapp game. We don't have many of those over the years. But we had one last night. All right, bottom of the second. Knapp doubles to deep left. The rare Andrew Knapp hit. A double is like ultra rare. That is like the mythic. This is the mythical double from Andrew Knapp. He doubles to deep left. Gregorius scores 1-0 Phillies in the second. Almost hit Flyers. Top of the third, Santander homers to right field 1-1. Bottom of the third, JT Romito singles to center field. Hoskins scored 2-1. Bottom of the third, Gregorius hits sacrifice fly to right. Harper scored 3-1. Top of the fourth. So the Phillies, I didn't watch this game because I was watching the Flyers game, but the Phillies really got to a hot start. And then obviously, of course, the bullpen comes in and just blows it, and they lose the 3-1 lead as Cisco singles to left. Nunez and Smith Jr. score, and it's 3-3. Ruiz homers to right center, not Carlos, but Rio, I think his first name is. He solo homers in the top of the fifth, 4-3. Top of the seventh now. Cisco homers to right field, 5-3. And then bottom of the eighth, Andrew Knapp. Another RBI for Andrew Knapp. Everyone, please give him a clap. It's the rare Andrew Knapp game. He singles to right, Segura scores 5-4, and that is how we ended it. At least we ended it with an Andrew Knapp hit. RBI, whatever you want to say. This game was Garbo.
Yeah, for the most part it was. However, Zach Eflin did pitch decent. He had 10 strikeouts, which is a new career high for him. So that was promising. Not much else though. Glad the Flyers were playing, so I didn't have to watch it. And yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it either, so I don't have much to say.
All right. Box score: Andrew McCutchen went 2 for 4. He had 1 walk. Neil Walker. What is Joe Girardi's obsession with Neil Walker?
I think it's because he's
not
one
even
of the
that
only
good.
reliable bench bats, and in relation to him playing today, it's definitely to bench Rhys Hoskins for Rhys Hoskins' lack of wanting to swing the bat, and he's become complacent on walking, which is just not good for him at all. He's a power bat. He's batting in the 2 spot. I disagree with that. I
don't like him batting in the 2nd spot.
He gets on base a lot, which I understand the logic behind, but he doesn't have any good speed at all.
How many hits does Hoskins have this year?
Probably less than 5.
So Walker goes 0 for 0, according to ESPN. Okay. He did not walk, so I don't know what happened with that. Rhys Hoskins is 0 for 4 with a walk. Hoskins sucks, but he likes to walk, which I appreciate. Bryce Harper goes 2 for 4, 1 walk. Romuto goes 1 for 5 with an RBI. Segura goes 1 for 3 with 1 walk. Gregorius goes 1 for 2 with a walk. Gosling goes 0 for 3. Bruce goes 0 for 1. Andrew Knapp is your player of the game. He goes 3 for 4. Absolutely amazing. 2 RBIs. And Roman Quinn goes 0 for 4. Everyone except for Andrew Knapp did good in that game. I'm bad in that game. My bad. All right. Zach Eflin, 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned run, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Adam Morgan, 0.2 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Blake Parker finally back as the same day. I think they put Nick Pivetta back down in the minors, which is the best move they made all year. So Parker comes back up for him. Parker pitches 1.1 innings, 1 hit, and 3 strikeouts. And then Rosso comes in, 1 inning pitched, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout.
It doesn't really matter who they bring up at this point. It's just bad.
Yeah.
I feel like Blake Parker and Hector Neris are the only reliable people in that bullpen. And
that's not even
they
true.
both
Hector
suck.
Neris isn't reliable at all.
Well,
He had like
he's not reliable, but he's the best one there. And he's not even reliable, which is not okay.
The fact that we have to rely on Hector Neris to be our closer is quite possibly the most concerning thing in the bullpen. And that's a bold statement because of just how bad we have been. Like, if you're relying on someone whose main pitch is a splitter, and it's garbage. I mean, last year I went to a Phillies and Dodgers game, and I asked Hector Neris, hey, show me how you throw that splitter. And he showed me, and then I said, good, don't throw it again. Because he let up too many home runs and hits off it. His fastball isn't reliable. His 2-seam fastball isn't reliable. It's just no one in that bullpen can throw the ball down the plate, and it's extremely disappointing to see that these people are professional baseball players. There are people out there that we can get that are within our payroll that we can trade for that we just don't get. At this point, I'm absolutely fine if we trade Rhys Hoskins. I'm absolutely fine if we trade Gene Segura. Scott Kingery, I know he's struggling. He had COVID. Just give him some time. He is the future second baseman of this team. I think I'll figure out the hitting eventually. Because if we trade him anywhere else, he'll be a Hall of Famer, just like Ryan Sandberg was. So yeah, there's my rant.
Thank you. All right. Well, moving on to tonight. This is by probably the worst game out of the three, at least scoring wise. The Phillies lost.
Your mic cut out.
Yeah.
I think he just destroyed his mic. Dude, your mic is gone. You blew it
It's
out.
faint.
Oh no.
Oh wait, there it is.
All right, good. So that's happened many times.
Well, while Ben tries to fix that
Can you hear me?
a little bit.
Yeah, it's faint.
What if I yell into it? All right. Put on headphones. You're gonna. I don't know what to do. I might have to get a new mic. All right. Tonight was the worst game of them all. We start in the bottom of the fourth. JT Realmuto homers to right field. 2-run home run. 2-0 Phillies. We go to the top of the fifth. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Do I have to keep on screaming into the mic? Okay. I'll talk normally now. Valleca grounds into fielder's choice. Nunez scores 2-1. Phillies still lead. We stay in the fifth. Santana doubles to deep right. Alberto scores. It is 3-run score. I don't even want to talk about it. 4-2 in the fifth. Orioles now lead. Top of the seventh. Iglesias doubles to deep center field. Alberto scores and Valleca scores. It's now 6-2. Top of the eighth. Severino. 3-run home run to left. 9-2. Bottom of the eighth. JT Realmuto's his second home run. JT Realmuto and Bryce Harper are the only good players on this team. They hit a home run. Realmuto hits a home run. His second of the night, 9-4. Top of the ninth. Ruiz, 2-run home run, 11-4, and that's the final score.
Yep, pretty much just summed it up right there. I mean, I think it's very ironic that the Phillies lost to Tom Eshelman, which he was once a prospect of ours. I find that hilarious. But yeah. Oh gosh, this is concerning, the green screen. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just bad overall that we obviously one gave away Tom Eshelman because he pretty much destroyed us, other than the 2-run home run from Realmuto, and that was pretty much it from Eshelman. It's just not good. It's just concerning that like Clentak or Middleton can't get it right. I don't even blame Girardi. Girardi doesn't have the pieces that he needs to work with. And another thing is the Phillies haven't played a team that has been below 500 all year. The Orioles were 500 coming into this series, but like the future of this team needs to be Realmuto, first baseman. I don't know, get rid of Hoskins, Kingery at second, Didi at short, Bohm at third, left field. McCutchen for the time being. I know he's struggled a little bit for now. Center field, Quinn. Yeah, right field, obviously Bryce. The rotation needs help. Nola and Wheeler are reliable. We need two more guys that can pitch semi-decently. None of the people that we have now are reliable at all. And the bullpen obviously just needs to be revamped completely. And whether that's trading, any pieces that we have, maybe it's Mickey Moniak, who was our former number 1 overall pick. That's an option. Bryson Stott, trading him is an option. Mick Abel. Adonis Medina is an option. All these pieces that you have, we can work with. A couple good options right now. From what I've seen, Emilio Pagan, and I believe is with San Diego right now. Solid option. I think he would fit well. Kirby Yates might be out of our price range. Also plays with San Diego. The Rangers have a lot of good bullpen guys that I like, and we usually always trade with the Rangers. So maybe go look for someone there. I mean, it's just they're blind. They're just so blind, and it's just sad to see. It's been 2011 since we've had a decent year or a great year in 2011, but
The last time we were over 500 was 2011. That is 9 years ago.
yeah, that's a problem. Because we see turnarounds for teams go a lot more smoother than that, and the Phillies obviously didn't take notes. They're in the back of the classroom just messing around, I guess, but just I don't know what else we need to see.
All right. My bad. My computer just randomly glitched. All right. So we'll go through the box score. McCutcheon DH 0 for 4. Knapp 0 for 0. Segura 1 for 4. Harper 2 for 4. Realmuto 2 for 4. 4 RBIs. He had a great game. Gregorius 1 for 4. Boom makes his MLB debut. His first at bat was a big double. You'll love to see it. He goes 1 for 4. Bruce goes 0 for 4. Walker goes 0 for 4. Quinn goes 1 for 3. Pitchers, Arrieta, 4.2 innings pitched. 7 hit. You know what? I don't even want to go over the pitching. I don't even want to talk about it.
The pitching.
The only one we're going to talk about is Neil Walker, which it's funny that the last pitcher that we use is a position player. He goes 0.2 innings, and he has 1 walk. He did amazing. He's better than the entire bullpen.
Yeah,
Hey,
the pitching is.
Yeah, go ahead, Marcus.
The pitching, especially this season, is with like all the doubleheaders, is hard because you need like 7 starters now because you have all these doubleheaders, and you like no one to pitch them, which is really hard as a pitching staff.
For sure, he's right. That's basically what I was gonna say, actually.
All right. I honestly just don't. I'm Baltimore Sports Reports coming soon.
All right, hold on.
It's
Sports Reports.
it's come to this point.
Who's joining the club?
Oh, he's got his Orioles shirt.
I'm ready.
It's come to this point. I'm not even gonna play the outro music because my computer's dying. The Phillies lost it. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go subscribe to Philly Jacks. Just look his name up. It'll literally be right there. This video doesn't deserve outro music. Goodbye.